start the stream. All right, guys, let's do it. Question number 20. So, like I said, I'm gonna break down everything to molecules. So, I'm looking at the quadratic equation. I recognize that it's a quadratic equation the moment I see it. It's not even a question. So then I read the given equation relates the variables x and y. Okay, what does that mean? Nothing really. Really nothing. I don't know. Relates variables x and y. What does that mean? That we have x and y? Thank you. Yeah, we know that. All right, so for what value of x does the value of y reach its minimum? Well, that's a legit question. Or in other words, I don't, like this is a weird way of asking us what is the minimum of that quadratic equation? Or maybe in other words is what is the vertex of this quadratic equation? So look at this. There's a technical way of looking for it, but the thing is that do we really have to if we have Desmos? I don't think so. You go to Desmos, you put it in, you get it. Real quick, I'm gonna write down the more like the technical way of finding it, but in reality, you don't need to. So it's negative b over 2a is the first step, which is negative minus negative 14 over 2 times 1, which is 14 over 2, which is 7. And then I'm going to plug into the step 2. So it's two steps. Step 1 is step 2. And then step 2 is plugging in 7 into both of the x's. So y equals 7 squared minus 14 times 7 plus 22, which is going to be 49 minus 98 plus 22, which I'm not gonna do it without doing it. Like, if you're not gonna do this on a calculator, I mean, if you're amazing and you also trust yourself with those type of calculations to do mental maths, well, yeah, God bless you. But even I consider myself that I do it pretty well. I wouldn't risk it. I would just first of all, it's faster even to put it in the calculator. So put it just in case. All right, and this is it. That's the answer. Now, oh, what? No, that doesn't look like what we want. Where is the graphing part of it? I misspelled it a little. All right, y equals x squared minus 14x plus 22. Yeah, it's right there. You see negative 27. So the question pretty much answered. Now, this is not an IQ question. This is a theory question. This is a question just to like basically, I guess even if you like just I don't know what to do, you would probably put it in a graphing calculator and understand what minimum is. And minimum in a quadratic function is the vertex. This is it. Okay, let's not waste time. Let's just move on. Number 21. Number 21, and we're doing right now. A small business owner budgets 2,200 to purchase candles. The owner must purchase a minimum of 200 candles to maintain the discounted pricing. If the owner pays $4.90 per candle to purchase small candles and $11.60 to purchase the large candles, what is the maximum number of large candles the owner can purchase to stay within the budget and maintain the discounted pricing? All right, so this is a classic system of equation question. At some point, you're gonna have to be able to recognize that it is. Why? In those type of questions, there are always two things that they talk about: is the amount of stuff and its price. So the amount of price. So basically, all you have to do is just to remember what you're gonna set up for X and what you're gonna set up for Y. For X, you're gonna set up small, let's say, and for Y, you're gonna set up large, right? So your first equation is going to be X plus Y small, so it's going to be 200. That's going to be about how many of them. The second one is going to be the second equation. You're going to set up about the price. So it's going to be $4.90 per small. So $4.90 will go with the X, plus $11.60 will go with the Y, and it will equal to the total price, $2,200. Okay, and listen to this like idea. Once you set up a system, what's the point of solving it if we know that the systems can be solved or in Desmos? Because what is a system? A system where two lines intersect. So technically, if we will find the intersection point, right, I guess we'll find the answer. The only thing that we have to find, what we have to find? We have to find what is the maximum number of large. So large we set up as Y. So when we're gonna get the intersection point of these two equations, we're just gonna choose Y as the answer. And let's see if this is doable. And I mean, it will be doable. So we have X. So basically, while I'm putting it in, I just wanted to say is that we have to look at the systems in a totally new, different angle. If we don't have an unknown part, like a constant, what they say, like A or whatever, it's doable on Desmos. All right, so let's see where they intersect. Here. Oh, did I misplace something? Let's see. 490 plus, okay, so 490, 1160. Okay, so they say what is the maximum, right? So, okay, so it means that it has to not that's suspicious. Okay, so hold on. Okay, so the 273. Did I misplace it? X plus Y 200? Oh, yes, I did. Look at this, guys. You see, I knew right away that I did something wrong just by like looking at the graph. So yeah, just make sure. I was probably just saying something as I was putting it in, but yeah, I just missed the plus, right? Like I put minus instead of the plus. So the answer is actually there. So 17.9. You see the fact that they said that what is the maximum amount? It's not an accident. So 17.9 would be the x coordinate and 182 will be the y coordinate. So the maximum will be, well, basically it goes a little bit over 182. So the maximum amount will be 182 exactly. That's the answer, 182. Let's see if I can confirm this as the answer. just in a second. I think this is it. Yes, the correct, I just confirmed it. The correct answer is 182. Guys, so like I said, what do we learn from, like, we used to, the thing is that in the old SAT, right, we used to, when we, and this is the old type of question. So when we used to get to this point, we would have to solve it. Yes, we would use a calculator or whatever, right? But we would have to go ahead and like solve this system. Now you don't have to. Now you just have to know that you need intersection point. Okay? All right, moving on. Number 22. Which point xy is the solution to the given system of inequalities? Okay, guys, again, another system. Another work with decimals again. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to put this in decimals one more time. So y is less or equals to x plus 7. Okay. Y and less or equals to is here. X plus 7. Okay, I don't need that. And y is greater than negative 2x minus 1. Y is greater than negative 2x minus 1. So where is the solution? The solution is where the double shading it is. You see, I just turned off one of them, but when I turn it on, what happens is that one of like the double, we see that the double shading is in that region over here. So all we have to do is just to find a number that's going to be within that double shaded region. That's all. So which one is that? So negative 14, 0, hell no. Okay. 0, negative 14, I don't think so. Yeah, it's going to be somewhere here. 0, 14, 0, 14, no, it's going to be within the blue. And 14, 0 is going to be the answer because 14, 0 is somewhere here, and this is definitely in a double shaded region. This is it. This is literally question number 22. All we have to do is just to find the point that's located within double shaded region. That's all. All right. We're moving on. Number 23. The frequency table summarizes the data set of the weights rounded to the nearest pound 72 tortoises. A weight of 39 pounds is added to the original data set, creating a new data set of the weights rounded to the nearest pounds of 72 tortoises. Which statement best compares the mean and median of the new data set to the median of the original one? All right, so what do we see? So 71 tortoises. So it's like how many of them is like 71. So it's probably this adds up to 71 because the left side is just how many pounds they are. And they say that one more is added. So it's like a much bigger number is added, like 39 is being added. And it's going to be 39 and 1. So what will happen? What happens to the mean if a much greater number appears in a data set? The mean grows, right? If there are 5 students that are doing a test and like let's say all of them are doing like let's say it's like at 80 and one of them is doing it at 100, the average of everyone goes up because of that 100, right? So the same idea is working over here. Now, we're gonna have to find the answer that says that mean of the new data set is greater. So the mean of the new data set is greater. Okay, this is potentially the answer. The mean of greater. Okay, the mean of the new data set is less. This is wrong. Less. This is wrong. So it's between A and B. Now the median. All right. So how do we know the median? We can technically calculate. We can calculate median, right, like without 39 and with 39 and just look at it, right? So how it's going to happen? It's going to be 7 goes away. 7 goes away from 12 becomes 5. 5 goes away from the top becomes a 0. So it just basically just goes away completely, and 13 minus 5 becomes an 8. Now 8 goes away and 8 goes away. We subtract both 8s. Then 5 goes away. 10 becomes a 5. Now 5 goes away and 5 goes away from here. That becomes 2. And 2 goes away here. And 2 goes away here becomes 7. Now the question is, will that 1 make the difference? I don't think so, because it's 7. This 1 will make no difference. We're just gonna subtract 1 from here and 1 from here, and it will be 6, but it's still going to be 17. So that means that the correct answer will be B, because of the data sets. I mean, the medians of the two data sets will be equal. This question it looks way harder than it actually is. Way harder. But in reality, it's just understanding that bigger number makes average greater, and medians don't and this median, like 1, in this case won't change anything. This is it. It's B. All right. We're moving on, guys. We're moving on. So far, I don't see any IQ, I don't know, any hard questions. So I hope when you face this on, let's say on Sunday or something like this is not going to be an issue for you. So we just have 4 more questions to go over. And that's all. Let's see. Number 24. So what are we having? Okay, we have x minus 29, and we have some sort of a factored, maybe quadratic, maybe not. Well, it can be definitely, but which of the following are solutions to the given equation where a is a constant and a is greater than 30? All right, a greater than 30, right? How much of, how does that really help us? We'll see. How do we solve? Let's think about it. How do we solve for x when we have a lot of different parentheses? Because this might as well just be also in a parentheses. So what happens? So how do we solve for x? Usually we have to equal to 0. So let's move this x minus 29 to the right side. Like right now it has plus in front, but maybe but when we move it, it's going to become minus, and the left side is going to become a 0. And let's see what's going to happen there. So 0 is just the instinct of a function that has many parentheses must be equal to 0 to be solved. Okay, so it's going to be, no, not even like that. It's going to be minus and then like that. So this is being transferred here from the left to the right. So it's going to be x minus a, x minus 29, and minus x minus 29. All right, so I kind of see what I may or may not do, but this is something that doesn't come up that often. Obviously, that x minus 29 and x minus 29 is supposed to say something to us, right? And let me tell you the idea that I'm going to use here. I'm going to do it with a different color so you're not going to get confused. So if I have 2 times, let me even do it like super easy, 2 times 5 plus 3 times 5. What I can do, obviously it's 10 and 15, which is 25, right? What I can do, if you did like factoring by grouping in your like algebra 1 or algebra 2 class, you know what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to put 2 and 3 and create parentheses with them separately. And I'm going to write 2 plus 3 there. And then I'm going to keep times 5 next to them. So it's going to become 2 plus 3, which is 5, and then 5 times 5, 25, right? So this is the trick. Oh, it is 25. We know that, right? So this trick I'm going to use here. But how can I do that? The only thing is that here it's much more complicated. Here, in our case, let me do it black so you can see. So our 5 kinda is x minus 29. And in front of this x minus 29, in front of the first one, we have x minus a. But in front of the second x minus 29, we don't have anything. But in math, we don't really say we don't have anything. We have a 1. Or we can say we have a 1. And it's going to be minus 1. So now I can take x minus a and that minus 1, and I can put it in one parenthesis like this. So it's going to be equal 0, obviously, on the left side. So it's going to be x minus a minus, plus negative 1, which is just minus 1. And over here is going to be x minus 29, just like we did here with the 5. Okay, what happens now? Now we can, I guess, just separately equal it to 0. Right? So it's going to be x minus 29 equals to 0. Which means that x equals to 29. So that's a guarantee, right? That we're going to have 3. But as we see, 3 is like in the, so it only eliminates a. So now we have to choose. So now we have to deal with that first parentheses equaling to 0. Let's see if we can, what can we do there? X minus a minus 1 equals to 0, which means that maybe x minus a equals to 1. And if I'm going to transfer a also to the right side right now, add a to both sides. For now, I just did this, but technically I moved everything. X will equal to 1 plus a, or a plus 1. Actually, I'm going to write a plus 1. And that's 2. So the answer is C, 2 and 3. We didn't get a, just a. All right, so let me highlight everything that I've did. Like, you know that I don't really pre-solve questions, so it could have been like maybe not as clear, but I'll try to highlight everything. It's not an easy question, I'll tell you right away. So what did I do? First, I realized that in order to solve for x and I have a bunch of parentheses, I have to equal to 0. So I transferred the left side completely to the right side. And here it is. Then I said, okay, I have x minus 29, x minus 29. The first x minus 29 has this parentheses in front, but the second one doesn't. But I realized from like factoring by grouping, I can put a 1 there, kind of by factoring 1 out and use it to put in the same parentheses with x minus a. Now, and keep one of the x minus 29s. Now, and then I just separately equal these parentheses that I've got to 0. Like x minus a minus 1 equals to 0 here, and x minus 29 equals to 0. And in one of them I got 29, in another one I got a plus 1. That's what happened. Well, I would definitely say that it's a 3-star question for sure. And that's it. That's how it is. This is a type of, well, this is a type of question that comes with experience. What kind of, like, if you ask me, Roman, what kind of theory I can learn to do this, I wouldn't say, like, nothing would really come up to, like, to my mind except learn how to maybe like a factor trinomials like this, like 3x squared, like plus, I don't know, like 5x plus 1, I don't know, something like that. And when we were factoring this, like in our Algebra 1 class or Algebra 2 class, you learned that trick over here. But this little trick is not the whole problem. You know what I mean? So it's plain simple experience. Not much else. All right. So that was question number 24. We have to move on to question number 25. All right, another quadratic. Yeah. So quadratics is going to be something that we really need to know, like upside down. All right, so in the xy plane, the graph of the equation, okay, intersects line y equals c at exactly 1 point. What is the value of c? Well, this is a question that, like a type of question that we've done many times before. Step 1, I can even bring it, I can even like break it in steps already. So step 1 is it would be plugging in c into the y of the first equation, like over here. So it will be c equals to negative x squared plus 9x minus 100. What will happen now is we're going to transfer c to the right side next to the 100 to equal everything to 0. All right, so it's going to be 0 equals to negative x squared plus 9x minus 100 minus c. And now we're going to have to do b squared. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do it with red because this formula determines what we need to do. B squared minus 4ac. And the key word of this problem is exactly at 1 point. 1 point. They intersect at 1 point. What does that mean? It means that when we're going to plug in into b squared minus 4ac, it's supposed to equal to 0. This is just a memorization. I've wrote it many times that if it equals to 0 is one solution, if it equals to a negative number, it's 0 solution, and if it's a positive number, that it's 2 solutions. That's how it works. In this case, it's one solution, so it has to equal to 0. So now all we have to do is just to plug everything in. let's do it. B squared, which is 9 squared minus 4 times -1, because that's A, times C. And C is -100 minus C. And it all equals to 0. Not enough space. I'm going to write equals to 0 on the left side. So 0 equals to, so now it's 81. -4 times -1 is +4. You know what? I'm not going to skip that many steps. So I'm going to write it down. Now I have to distribute the +4 onto the -100 and onto -C. 0 equals to 81 minus 400 minus 4C. Then I'm going to combine like terms here. 81 minus 400 is going to be -319. Okay, just in case. Yeah, -319 minus 4C. Now -319 is going to be transferred to the right side by adding it. And 319 equals to -4C, which we're going to divide by -4 on both sides. And that would be the answer. -319 over 4. The answer is C. Guys, we have done it. Like at this point, just completely memorize how to do a question like that. The only difference, so it's going to be, it seems like it's going to be on the test. It just seems like it's happening. Okay. So the only difference if in this type of question is that what would you equal it to? Like b squared minus 4ac, it would you would either write like this. These are the options. Negative b squared minus 4ac is going to be either less than 0, which means negative. B squared minus 4ac is going to be greater than 0, which is positive, and b squared minus 4ac equals to 0. This is it. This is the whole difference. But one of them is coming. One of them will be on a test. It depending what will they say in the problem. Okay? For this one, they will say one solution or intersect at one point. Here they will say intersect at 2 points. Here they will say intersect, no, like they won't intersect or no solutions, or won't intersect or no real solutions. Something will indicate that they're not going to intersect. All right. Wow. I wrote a lot on this question, but listen, I don't even want to include this question into like IQ questions. This is again just experience. If you've done it several times, I hope you'll be able to do it and replicate that work. All right, 2 more questions left, 26 and 27. All right. 26. The functions f and g are defined by the given equation where x is greater than 0. Which of the following equations displays as a constant or coefficient? Constant or coefficient? I get that weird question. Okay, the maximum value of the function, it defines where x is greater than or equal to 0. If I remember from previous questions, I'm going to confirm if that's the answer, is that when I'm going to plug in x for 0, this is going to turn into not 18. It's going to turn into like 18 times 1, and then this is going to be plus 41, which is like 59, right? But in this one, it's going to be 9, and if this is 0, it's going to turn this parentheses into 1. It's 9 times 1, which is 9. And I remember those questions. The answer choice was the one that just keeps being what it was in the coefficient. Like coefficient keeps being the answer. Like coefficient is the answer. So I think this is it. It's just 2. I'm gonna confirm it right now, but if so, then I don't know. Question 26, really? That's. Let me see. I have it here. It is B, guys. And I don't know. They have like a huge explanation towards this question, but the idea is that if you plug in 0 for the power x, it just has to stay the same as like the coefficient was originally. If it doesn't stay the same, it's not the answer. If it stays the same, it is the answer. So the answer is B. Only 2. Yeah. Can you imagine? Question number 26 is like a tense. Faro, I'm sorry, I missed your question. Now I don't know what kind of where did you ask me that, but what I was saying is that aren't you guys surprised that we got a 10-second question on number 26? Yeah, I mean, so far, right? So far, the only question that kind of stumbled me out of all of them, kind of, not stumbled, but kind of stumbled me, is number 24. Yeah. All right. Let's just hop in on the question number 27, the last question. Let's see how hard that one is. I know that Alexa was saying that this question was fun. Let's see how fun it is. So the perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 852 centimeters. 3 vertices of the triangle lie on a circle. The radius of the circle is w squared of 3 centimeters. What is the value of w? Let's see. So we have an equilateral triangle with 3 equal sides, which is this, and the sides are connected. You know what? Let me redraw this. I like making pictures as perfect as I can because it kind of helps solving the problem. Or if it doesn't even help solving, it helps guessing if you don't know. Okay, so the perimeter is 852, which obviously we need the how long is each side, right? So how long is each side? It is 852 divided by 3, which is 284. So each side is 284. Okay, so they say, what is a perimeter? The perimeter is the set, like I mean, they're asking for the radius, right? The radius is the line from the, obviously we know what the radius is. It's like it's going to be most likely. Is it going to be halfway there? I think so. Kind of look. Interesting. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's going to be like that. Okay, so we know that this is, what was the side? 284. And we can definitely find this. And we can find that too. It's going to be the same. Yeah, fun, fun, fun. Is it gonna give us anything? You know what? I need a better picture of this. All right. So this is 284. And this definitely, I think, goes through the center, but something tells me that they will like intersect in the center. Maybe there is a rule that I just don't remember from geometry that says that it's right there. But it feels like that it's going to be like 1 to 2, something like this. Something like that. Yeah, 1 to 2. I would go with that. Guys, I'm not sure what would be, but I would go with that. I'll probably will find what is this side, what is that side that's going through, and just find the longer portion of it. And the longer portion is like this is one piece and this is two pieces. So if I multiply the answer by 2/3, I'll find the length of that piece. I think this is where I'm gonna go for. Let's see if that's gonna be the right answer. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to find what is that side length is, and how do I find it in an equilateral triangle? I know that this is 90, I know that this is 60, and I know that this, when I divide it, will be 30. Because in an equilateral triangle, everything is like 60, 60, 60 in the corners. So how do I find what is going to be? This side will be the side x. This side will be the side x squared of 3. Because it's across, this is from special right triangles. So it means that, how do I gonna get the x squared of 3 side? At first, I'm gonna take the hypotenuse and I'm going to divide that by 2. That would give me the x side. Like, maybe I should give you more explanation, I guess. It's basically 2x, x, and x squared of 3. Right now, the 2x is 284, so it's going to be 142. This side is going to be 142. We don't need it, but I'm just showing you why I'm doing it. And this is going to be 142 square root of 3. But 142 square root of 3 is going to be this whole thing. And just like I said, I'm just going to go for it and multiply it by 2/3. Like 142, I'm going to multiply by 2/3. 142, I'm going to multiply by 2 and divide by 3. Really? 94.6. I can keep it as a fraction, I guess. So what was it again? It was 142 times 2 divided by 3. So 284 over 3. Square root of 3. But they said that the answer is W. So if my answer is 284 square root of 3, my W is just 284 square root of 3. Well, over 3, over 3. I have over 3 there. Yeah. All right, let's see what it is. Guys, I don't want to brag, but I got it. I got it. Now, in conclusion, we don't have that much time left. This explanation, I'm not gonna go over this explanation. Yeah, I got that exactly right. But I got it right without knowing the rule. And what helped me is the perfect picture helped me. Like actually drawing it very, very well helped me to remember that so you have to know things from geometry class that somehow they will intersect at the right in the middle, and that the longer part is like 2/3 of the right of the whole thing. It's a lot of theory here. It's a lot of theory, and these theories, I will admit, I don't remember on the spot, but with experience of solving questions, there comes like the, I don't know, like I was semi sure, okay, and I hope that this type of question will determine whether you're gonna get a, like, I don't know, 1540 or 1520. You know, that you may or may not get it. You know, I would, like, it so happened that I got it today. You know, so two questions worth, like, actually noting here is number 27 and that's number 24. So if you would want to rewatch this video on YouTube, right? It will definitely be saved. I would rewatch those two. Obviously, I would rewatch everything else, but those are the ones that actually makes you think. All right. But again, if you made just two mistakes in the whole model one, well, that's a good result, you know. Okay, so just before we finish, I'm gonna say that the next time you come in to our live class, I'm going to, like, the test is going to be already printed out for you and waiting for you to take. It's going to be timed, and we're gonna start that system that I'm gonna read the right answers in the end of the class. Maybe we're gonna talk a little bit about, like, some test taking psychology and what have you noted or something like that, and you're gonna email me your mistakes if you want. I mean, that's not mandatory, but I mean, in order to improve, you need to study, you need to learn theory. So you're gonna email me your mistakes with the numbers, like number 15, 17, I don't know, 21, 24, and then I'm gonna try to email you the theory topic that you need to learn. Okay, so it was an interesting set of questions today. Okay, this is it. I'll see you all on Sunday, and everyone have a good night. Lejon, the link to my channel is Gotham Math.